Crazy Mike World, Crazy Mike World. Like and subscribe. Nothing need more be said or done. Just do it. Anyway, let's see what the internet has for us. Joe Rogan. What's this?
What are your three favorite things about Cloud? What are three ways Cloud could improve as a person?
His money, his
Are we actually dead ass?
your kindness.
My money? My fucking money. Alright, you ain't getting shit, alright? I'm about to just hop on dice, because I was gonna give you this gambling balance to go shopping with the girls. Now I'm gonna hop on dice, and I'm gonna give you that gambling balance.
Monster, get him out of her chat.
What the fuck?
Oh, I've already done a collab with Larry Wheels. I think he's a nice guy. I do think he's a little bit of a like, just the way that he allows his girl to talk to him and stuff. I just think their dynamic's pretty weird, but if he's happy, he's happy. He should have got a prenup. Like, I don't know why you'd marry without a prenuptial agreement. Doesn't really make sense at all, especially when he said he tried to do it and then, you know, she talked him out of it. Doesn't really make sense. And then she sat there like saying, yeah, I went on a date with a billionaire and he was really good looking and stuff. You know, I don't watch anyone's clips online, but every time a Larry Wheels clip comes up, I actually watch it because I just want to see, like, no offense to you, bro, I just want to see how much of a melt you are. And I saw you boxing earlier today as well, and like, you're stiff as anything, and that's coming from me. I'm f***ing stiff, but you are stiff, lad. You cannot fight. And then I also saw you say you'd beat me quickly. But I would hurt you so bad in a ring. It'd be so embarrassing. And then after I'd f*** your girlfriend. Well, to be fair, I wouldn't even need to beat you up to f*** your girl, but that's what I would do.
Was he actually watching that?
Yeah, we'll not be collabing with him.
Yeah, if it was more like, he needs to worry more about, you know, his hairline rather than what other people are doing.
Still would love to go to the UK, get him in the ring and prove a point.
Oh, I've already done a collab with Larry Wheels. I think he's...
There he goes again.
You know, maybe you kind of feel this as well, that she's kind of telling you how you feel and telling you that you're okay with things. And just, it feels a little bit like almost manipulative. Do you get that vibe ever?
I don't get that vibe because if I genuinely wanted to befriend a female outside of a business dynamic, I wouldn't, because for one, I've never been in that position where I wanted to befriend a female that there was no opportunity for us to do business together in any capacity for the sake of just being her friend, being a friend. Like if that was the case, like I'd probably have the intention to fuck her. Like it wouldn't be on some let's just grab a coffee and grab a bite to eat. It would just be like, well, I think you're hot. Like there wouldn't really be, like it would be malicious intent. Like I just can't see myself ever being in that position unless there was like a business dynamic.
Yeah, there's really no reason to ever be friends with a female.
You know.
It's ridiculous. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, like, you know, it is a little bit outrageous to have like a male friendship. The only man really that should be in your life at this point is your father, your brother, and Larry. You know, so
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree on that one.
So I sort of feel like, and I think you're gonna sort of agree with me here, is that you love your wife so much that sometimes you're not willing to put your foot down and say things that you don't like, and that's really good that you feel so passionate.
Yo, is this 20-year-old giving advice to however old this man is? How old is Larry Wheels?
Larry Wheels is 31 years old.
Bruh.
About her, that means the relationship is good. The attraction's there, and I'm very happy for you about that. But I think you're so worried about losing her sometimes that you're sort of losing yourself, you know, and you're losing.
But I think you're also looking just not from your perspective, how you would. I don't think you really look at things objectively. I think that's the problem here. You look how you would act in a situation that you're in. You don't understand it like.
No, I'm not even trying.
We just saw her use that excuse in the last video. Like, worry about yourself. The same seems to be her go-to defense.
To you know, put myself into his
But
shoes or
I feel like
insert
your
myself in
monologue
any
is
way.
like from your perspective. I feel like, okay, you're setting your way and like you hear what we're saying, but you're not really like processing it in a way to understand like, okay, like
I try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt most of the time. What are you saying, lady?
maybe different people work a different way. There is a different dynamic with other people, and that's the beauty of this of us
Well,
as
see, the
humans.
fact
Is
that
like
she answered the question on your behalf, I think that was like an
No, 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 I
extremely
was
like
just saying, like,
directed question towards you. And like I said before, it seems like there's some sort of manipulation sometimes. Her sort of telling you how you feel. When I was asking you, like genuinely, could this be it? So like you don't even have to answer the question. It's just something to keep on your mind.
Yeah, you don't you don't have to because she does it.
Maybe you are just scared of navigating things wrong and losing
Boy
the thing
is
that you
already
love.
married.
And
He's cooked.
that's very understandable. I don't think that anyone should fault any man for having that sentiment, because that makes you human, right? That makes you extremely human, someone who's not a psychopath, and someone who's deeply in love. So, I admire you for that, and I hope you're able to sort of cultivate this relationship going forward in a way that just makes sense as much as possible for you. So like you don't have to say exactly how you feel or exactly what you want on the internet, but just going forward, sort of, I'm just hoping maybe you could keep some of this in the back of your head so that you're looking out for sometimes some of these different tactics that are
That boy Clav cooked Pierce Morgan, and now he out here giving life advice to everybody.
used, So just going forward, it's always good to have that on your subconscious.
Thank you, almighty Clavicular.
And I'm standing on this hill where I say, like, I genuinely do not have an issue since the beginning with her being in contact with a male friend that was many years before my time. And that's that. And maybe many here in the chat, I can see them spamming on the bitch, I'm on a leash or whatever. Probably people that aren't even in a relationship themselves, trying to tell me, a married man, happily married by the way, like that I'm X, Y, and Z and I should behave this way. But I'm happy in our relationship. And when it comes to that particular male friend, I know it's platonic. I take her word for it. I trust my wife. Like, there is no discomfort. Whenever we have discomfort, talk about it. And this is how come we be able to make it 5 years, right? Because our communication is so strong. I don't bottle things inside. I don't just explode one day like, well, like, what's really at play here? Like, what do you have going on with this person? Or I don't trust you doing this or that, or talking to this person, that person. That's not how we get down. Like, we don't argue, we don't fight ever, right? We genuinely have a very healthy relationship because our communication is rock solid. So when these things that, whether it's the beginning, the middle, or now, come up, whatever it is, we just talk it out.
Absolutely. And listen, the last thing that I'm trying to do is sit here and say this part of your relationship doesn't work. This isn't going well, because that would be retarded, right? I'm a 20-year-old kid. That doesn't even make any sense. You guys have been married for 5 years. You understand each other more than I or anyone on the internet ever could. All I'm simply saying is being brought to attention or being made aware of potentially some other perspectives or some other things that could be going on is always good, right? So, like I said, not trying to convince you anything is wrong or you should operate differently in any way at all.
Cap.
Just something to keep
You just said operate with this in the back of your head.
In the back of your head. And when you see different behaviors, it'll sort of be like a little trigger, like, maybe I have to reevaluate my position a little bit. And I've always had people doing that for me, and it's something that's been very useful because love kind of blinds you in a lot of cases. And friends have always been there to look out for me when I wasn't.
Clav knows even we troll as viewers, but also knows we point out when he being mistreated.
Navigating through that kind of stuff in the best way. And the same thing was true for me. I was like, no, this is going well. I'm, might be okay with this. And then they tell me, maybe this is a little bit of manipulation. Maybe you can navigate it a little better. I'm like, yeah. But it's in my head now, and I can react in a little bit of a different manner going forward when the same
but the moment
behaviors.
you put other people in your relationship, I think that's wrong. Like, I understand your perspective. You should have somebody else tell you, but I feel like, okay, we know our dynamic, and I
Of
feel
course.
like you should never let other people be involved in your relationship. I never tell any of my friends or my family whenever we have a problem. We go, we talk, we sort it out, because nobody else should know your business. And
All right.
I don't want this. I didn't want any of this!
the dead end of revenge.
I thought that was Courtney. King 68 the Great. What them talk about?
What's somewhere in the USA that I want to visit? Honestly, bro, I feel like I've visited
everywhere.
To be honest with you, some cities that I haven't that I need to go to, I would say I want to go to.
Well, go then.
Yo, guys, nice guys win sometimes, you know?
No, nice guys get the bad boys leftovers, which she's going to admit right here in the sentence. Listen up closely.
I've had my fair share of like aggressive men.
I've had my fair share of aggressive men.
I don't really need to go through that again.
So I don't really need to go through that again. Translation! I was used and abused by many different men because they saw me as nothing more than a dumpster because of my profession. So I'm so glad that you came along. The bad boys chucked me, you stuck around, and you're so nice and I'm happy to have you here. But I'm never going to look at you as an arousing individual. And that's the reality. That's the woman he's translated. Okay, so look at this clip, chat. This clip had me baffled. Well, not baffled, but it just goes to show what I've been telling you guys about these women, bro. This shit is cooked, man. Here's Camila Araujo. As you guys know, this is ex-OnlyFans girl that quit recently.
Never heard of it.
Said that she's gonna, like, you know, allegedly do something else, which guarantees she's gonna go back to OnlyFans. These girls never get off OnlyFans. They don't have any skills. But let's play the clip one time through and then give some commentary.
You're just jealous because you don't have any skills, Napoleon.
My POV and his POV are very different because if you know Owen through and through, he is such a, like, when it comes to girls,
okay,
he's a little, babe, stop, because I had to hit on you.
I'm a respectful guy. I've never been one to make
it took you 6
too much of a move. No?
Me.
Yeah, probably true. But,
damn,
you know,
6 months, bro. It's hard for me to go 6 minutes. No creep cap. No cap creep. I mean, you gon' hit or not. I think that was a Cameron song. Y'all fill in the blank.
There was different circumstances that we can explain.
I thought you were gay for a second because, like, there's no. I was throwing my. I've never done that before.
So you're saying I got riz like that?
No, I was just confused.
She's saying,
no kidding. Yeah, you're very kind.
She got multiple meats waiting on your little pop kiss.
You know you're my best friend. Whoa, that sounded bad. Like, oh, he's such a kind guy. What is it called?
Yo, guys, nice guys to win sometimes, you know?
You are nice. I love you.
Love you.
I just had my fair share of, like, aggressive men, so I don't really need to go through that again.
All right, well, that also makes you sound a little...
You want to be aggressive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know?
All right, that was tough. That was tough to endure. Now let's give some commentary.
My POV and his POV are very different.
Okay, that's a very weird... That's how you know this are using the term POV like that. Just say point of view, bro. Have a little bit of awareness, lady. You're a star. Like, don't use terms to just...
Facts. Myron, dog. That's funny, dog.
Your husband.
Because if you know Owen through and through, he is such a... Like, when it comes to girls...
Okay.
Bro. Yo. The humiliation ritual is real. Bro, if your girl ever dares call you up or a coward or any of this other shit publicly, nigga, yo. Calling your husband up on camera in front of 1 million people is wild. This clip alone has 620,000 views. Okay? This thing has millions probably at this point.
And through, he is such a, like...
Bruh.
When it comes to girls.
Okay.
See, you know it's bad because even he had to come in and say something. And you guys can tell just from the way this guy is, like, you know, look at him. He looks like a typical soy boy, I worship women type dude. And just so you guys know, this is a nigga behind the camera. All the that she films for her OnlyFans, this dude shoots it, FYI.
Fatality.
Okay? This is our cameraman right here.
Hey.
He's a little... Babe, stop, because I had to hit on you.
Bro. Now, not only does she call him a... When he tries to defend himself, she tells him, no.
Nope.
I'm going to continue talking, and I'm going to tell you what it is. And what does he do? He shuts up and listens.
I'm a respectful guy. I don't...
Now he tries to justify his penis, so he doesn't deny it. He justifies it instead.
I've never been one to make
it took you 6
too much of a
months.
move.
No?
6 months to kiss her. Now, here's the other thing, too, I want to tell you guys. Women, like I said before, don't do well with rejection, right? As we explained in the last clip. Not only do women do really bad with rejection, if you even imply rejection, like taking a long time to kiss them, not, you know, moving towards physical intimacy right away, since women are so cocky and narcissistic, they'll assume you're a lot of the times. Because that is how foreign the concept of rejection is to women. I'm going to say that again for you now.
Yeah, I've gotten that when I've just simply not been into a girl, that's their go-to. Like, are you gay or something like that? Like, no, I was trying to be nice, but you don't do it for me. Sorry. Straight as an arrow.
I really want you guys to take this in. Women are so cocky and narcissistic and solipsistic, right? And solipsism, by the way, guys, is the definition of that word is basically like you think the world revolves around you, right? It's your world, everyone else is just living in it. And narcissism is like a deep infatuation with oneself. So not only does she have a deep infatuation with herself, she also has the solipsism, thinking that the world revolves around her, right? A lot of women have both of these traits, especially more attractive women that are in this younger age where they're getting all this attention on the internet. So since women get hit on all the time on social media, when they're out and about, etc., if you come along and you don't show immediate interest and or intimacy, women will suspect you're a lot of the times. They will, okay? There's multiple reasons for this. It's, you know, because you're acting a bit odd compared to other men that have hit them. And then also part of it is their narcissism and solipsism where it's like, how dare you reject me? Or how dare you slow roll physical intimacy with me? So that's kind of where her comments are coming from here.
Yeah, probably true.
And to her defense, he does have some mannerisms. He definitely does. But why the f did she get with him then?
But, you know, there was
Anyways,
different circumstances that we can
I thought
explain.
you were gay for a second because like there's no. I was throwing my. I
Boy must got a bag. Little bag on him.
never done that before.
So you're saying I got riz like that?
No, I was just confused.
Damn, quick to negate. No, you do not have riz. I love you, honey.
Well, confusion does work, as you guys can see here, even though it didn't work out in the best way. But this is the power of not showing women too much validation. Even this understood that.
No kidding. Yeah, you're very kind. You know you're my best friend. Whoa, that sounded bad. Like, oh, he's such a kind guy. What is it called?
Yo, guys, nice guys to win sometimes, you know?
No, nice guys get the bad boys leftovers, which she's going to admit right here in the sentence. Listen up closely.
You are nice. I love you.
Love you.
You're nice. I love you. Now pay attention, chat.
I had my fair share of like aggressive men, so I don't really need
Let's rewind the womanese.
aggressive men, so I don't really need to go through that. I had my fair share of like aggressive men. So
I've had my fair share of aggressive men.
I don't really need to go through that.
So I don't really need to go through that again. Translation! I was used and abused by many different men because they saw me as nothing more than a dumpster because of my profession. So I'm so glad that you came along and were a nice guy to me. Even though I know that, to be honest, I quite frankly don't deserve this kind of treatment because I do have a questionable past. And that's the reality. But that's the woman he's translated. The bad boys trucked me, you stuck around, and you're so nice and I'm happy to have you here. But I'm never going to look at you as an arousing individual. You are just a means to an end. You are the husband. You helped me film content and you accepted me for being a so I will be with you, but I reserve the right to tell you to shut the f up whenever.
It's hard to react to Myron because what more can I say?
And to leave her once you bore me. And you guys can tell from the way that she talks to him who the boss is in a relationship and who wears the pants.
Again.
All right, well, that also makes me sound a little...
You want to be aggressive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, like, you're not a great camp. I'll beat your ass.
okay. Sorry. And even your wife thinks that. And she thought that. And she probably still thinks that, but she's still with you as a means to an end. So this is the problem. Anytime you see girls be the breadwinner in a relationship or be the famous ones, dude, it always leads to problems like this. Always.
What did Myron say, though?
A relationship or be the famous ones, dude. It always leads to problems like this.
What did Myron say, dog? Left a comment?
And even your wife thinks that. And she thought that. And she probably still thinks that, but she's still with you as a means to an end. So this is the problem.
Oh, he didn't say nothing.
Anytime you see girls be the breadwinner in a relationship or be the famous ones, dude, it always leads to problems like this. Always. It's a huge issue.
Oh, Myron, that's my dog, man. My boy funny as hell.